Get in, Ragebabes and Crash Dummies. We're about to not give a, well, y'all know this. Welcome to the brand new channel 427 All, where you're officially tuned in to Sincerely B.A.P Radio. I'm your fellow American Ragebabe, almost retired crashout Black American princess and host, Amaya Kai. And if you somehow stumbled on this podcast, welcome to your first therapy session. Unfortunately, no. I'm not clinically trained in anything psychology, psychiatry, although I need them. I like to be consistent in my role as a listening ear. And as someone who loves to talk, this is my field. You all may know my voice from social media. Yes, I'm a social media princess. Or my previous podcast, Beauty and the Mic Unplugged, which has gone for 3 seasons. However, comma, your girl grew up. I had to get rid of it. The show is dead and gone. Rest in peace to my baby. But I couldn't leave y'all in the dark like that. Like, why would I do that? Anywho, by the time this pilot dropped, I'm officially 21 years old. I just turned 21 on Monday, April 27th. And that came with something else. For a lot of y'all who may know me, y'all may know me as like the sweet girl from Chicago who people may think at first I'm aggressive or just out of the box or just what the heck is this girl drinking? Is she on crack? But I'm here to tell you that's more. It's more than not the description about me. I'm actually trying to retire from my crash out ways and I'm forcing myself not to give a FUCK. And I have a problem with that. In my 21 years of life, I suck at it actually. I have not been doing myself a favor and not giving up because I am now in that stage of life where I am officially recovering from the depths of hell in my life and I'm trying to get back to heaven. And me being me, I've always been the listener type of person. I've always been the type of person to give advice. I've been there for everybody, but I haven't been there for myself. And that's where the things that I'm about to tell you comes in. So, enough with the brochure about what this show's gonna be. Y'all want to rage and heal with me? I hope you are, because if you're not ready, you're gonna do it anyway. So let's get on this racetrack, okay? In today's entry, because on my show, this is kind of like a diary little entry thing for those who don't know my style of podcasting, but it doesn't come from Aesop fables, a Mother Goose, or Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale stories, which, by the way, are the actual real Disney tales. Crazy thing is, these cautionary crash out tales that I'm going to tell you actually mirrors my own life. Mind you, this is the craziest crash out I ever even had in my life. That made me realize, Amaya, enough is enough, boo. So, I'm gonna keep y'all waiting. Here lies our first cautionary crash out tale. The rage room that read me back, and it goes a little something like this. Once upon a time, it's a random day in my junior year of college, which I'm still going through now at the moment, and I have been experiencing pure hell, Hell's Kitchen by Gordon Ramsay. The kind of hell where you wonder if Satan himself asked God for permission to test you. Now, if you ever heard that story in the Bible, I need y'all to go read it. It's the book of Job. Back to my point. Now, mind you, dating back to May of 2025, already been showing signs that I need help. I'm talking depression, anxiety, chronic pain, nightmares, you name it. Oh, starter pack, but like a hard-headed Heaux. You know what that spell? Ho. It's unfortunately. Meanwhile, these girls, we're just gonna name them the Three Musketeers, by the way. They have been bothering me for months and disturbing my peace while I'm trying to get an education that my parents and a little bit of scholarship money were helping fund. And it has affected everything. I'm talking beauty sleep, safe space, schoolwork, the way I'm talking to people, you name it. Now, around this time is campaign week in my HBCU. And if you're an HBCU student, you know what I'm talking about. Events everywhere, food catered. You may get a free gift card every now and then. You may not even get you a car. It may not be used. It may be used. I don't know. But you gonna get something out of it. And my homegirl, shout out to her by the way, she was running for a position and she decided to throw one of the best events ever. And that was a rage room. Me being me and going through a lot around that time, which I will go into in any other episode. I thought to myself, why not? Reverse question. Why did I? When I tell y'all, I pulled up to that event with an open mind, you know what I'm saying? Just like, ain't nothing gonna happen. Oh, lo and behold, I went on top of that car. No little move. Okay. I hit that car so many times, I ended up setting a wreck for most swings in one day. Nobody would notice. Unfortunately, everybody noticed. My homeboy, who never left the library, saw me and looked horrified. At first, he was laughing, and I think I remember him saying, "Oh, you needed that." But then he started looking horrified, and he asked me, "Was I okay?" And I just kept going. When I tell y'all, I saw red, like a bull in a matador. I was the bull, and that bat was the matador. Mind you, the first 5 minutes I took became 15. 15 came about an hour. Then the sun starts setting. In that moment, I realized I was starting to release years, and I mean years of anger. I've been trapped in my body. Pain that had been living in my chest, my legs, my back, my neck. You know the gist. And when that jig was up, I walked right back to my room and I cried. I mean, cried like Cinderella before the fairy godmother came and saved her. Mind you, I still don't have a fairy godmother right now. That's all right. And I kept asking myself, damn, what did I do to deserve all that pain? Short answer, nothing. But what I did do is myself a disservice by people pleasing everybody around me for years and being too scared to ask for help because ultimately I feared rejection from the same people claiming that they cared. Everybody can say that they care about mental health, but at the same time, they don't care at all. People don't care when you're sad because ultimately it's them affecting their own lives because they're not understanding what you're saying. And from that moment on, I was officially classified as a grade A crash out, Ragebabe, at the tender age of 20, although I kind of knew I was a crash out since I was 5. Why it take me so long to realize that? I couldn't even tell you. Now, not going into those too deep, because it ain't that type of gig. I just met you, you just met me, and this is just our complimentary free session. You know, every session here is free, but not right now, partner. But we gonna take a moment to let this sit. And I'm gonna breathe with you. You know, y'all remember the little calm classrooms that we used to have as kids? We about to do that right now. Ready? Three, two, one. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. That moment made me realize I was drowning in my own head. I had gone so deep into the rage pool, I was turning into Stink Meaning from Boondocks. If you know that episode, you understand. And baby, I needed an exorcism. And even going back into my faith as a Christian, I was always told to pray and let it go. I'm not thriving in that department. I'm not even the best type of Christian. I'm the Christian that's gonna curse. I'm the Christian that's gonna get mad. I'm the Christian that might throw something at you. You piss me off too much. Try Jesus. Don't try me. But at the same time, I was still cussing folks out. Still do. Feeling bad after. Still do. Apologize for everything. Crying every day. Still people pleasing. And living in a nervous system that couldn't tell flight from fight. Oh, I was so angry. I even told God I was mad. I think I cursed at him too. But I had to repent 1,000 times because ultimately I didn't realize the type of person that I had become or who I am in the moment. Eventually, it caught up to me. I became honest with some folks, ended up in the ambulance, and I sat in a psych ward against my will. And I'm gonna kind of go a little bit into the moment, and I'll be honest. So embarrassed, man. Like, y'all don't understand. Sitting in the psych ward of a ER hospital at 12 o'clock in the morning by yourself with only a turkey and cheese sandwich and some Sprite is not the best way to go. But when I tell you the first bite of real food I had, the next day I got out. About crying because y'all don't understand. I felt so lonely that night. Mind you, I went in there twice, but I'm gonna go off the first night this happened. I was so lonely and empty because I finally realized that I messed up. Felt for months that I wasn't the best daughter, I wasn't the best friend, I wasn't the best sister, I wasn't the best student, I wasn't the best in any department. And sitting in that psych ward, said that prayer that everybody says when life starts to humble them. If you know, you know, but if you don't know, it go a little something like this. God, if you take me out this situation, I never do it again. And prayed that prayer, and I got out 5 hours late. But season taught me one thing I have to carry with me after that clock struck 12 on April 22nd. Life is not going to give a flying F about you. And sometimes you have to get out of your head and realize that. But more importantly, do the same, but don't lose yourself in the process. Being such a hardhead in this department has essentially taught me I've been paying those high prices for sitting in my pain and not getting help for so long. I've essentially become its number one consumer, and it's translated everywhere. Hell, it could probably be wearing itself as a cologne or a perfume right now. Number one bestseller. But the best thing about the process called healing is that you don't, nor should you have to wait to get better. But you do have to grasp onto the concept that it's normal for it to go away, that will end up hurting you for the benefit of becoming someone that not only everyone around you, but you can recognize yourself. Surprisingly, you can even find healthier ways to crash out and free yourself from the shackles of depression and anxiety, which also almost led me to death. And it can also lead you to death too, if you don't recognize those signs now. So today, you gonna have to promise me that you're gonna get up, and I will too, and we'll report back in 2 weeks. If you're listening to this and you're feeling ashamed like I did, hell, still do now. This ain't the place for that. I'm sorry, but we got some work to do. In fact, actually proud of us for finally letting go of at least 0.3 repeating percent of our trauma. And that's actually the start and only the beginning. Now, your homework is simple. Yes, I said homework because, like I said, we got work to do. And I'm going to do it too. Think about the last time you crashed that fuck. And these are the questions that you have to ask yourself. How did it affect you? How did it reveal that you needed to heal? And most importantly, if you had to take one thing away from your crash out, would you do it again? And why or why not? And one more thing before you go, that rage hurting you and me? I hate to kind of put it in this way, but it's often just grief with no burial site. So hopefully we can find the beauty in retiring our beloved, and I mean beloved, child tendencies and realize that we are allowed to be free from them and move the hell on. Because although I just turned 21, y'all lucky I ain't grabbed no drink or square. Okay? But with this being our first therapy session, I just want y'all to know that this space is not just for me, it's for anybody. Anyone who feels like they got some work to do, anybody who might have cried, anybody that want to bust a window at their boyfriend's car, anything that you may be going through, this is the place for that. You are welcome into the office anytime, a certified, but still, it's still your home too. You ever want to pull up to the radio station and listen whenever you feel mad, whenever you want to cry, this is the place for that. And I am your non-certified therapist that in store for you. But before we leave, make sure that y'all follow all of our social media platforms at sincerely underscore BAP. Mind you, a lot of it has different usernames for it. I don't know why I did that. But I'm gonna change it and I'm gonna let y'all know at our next therapist. Okay? But until next time, you've listened to that 427 home, the home of Sincerely BAP Radio, the cautionary tales of a Black American princess who's learning to heal while forcing herself to not give up. You know the rest. Drive safe, rage babes, and crash dummies, and I'll see you at our next therapy session. Bye.